In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we talk about a man who wrote to Reddit complaining that his girlfriend won't do his laundry.
And on the flip side, we talk about what happens when a toy dies from Toy Story, and we recap everything regarding the Super Bowl. Mike, hit the music. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We are here for you yet again. Thanks for coming back. If you're new, the way to describe us, I don't know, maybe two nerds who have a podcast. We discussing our virgin destinies of not liking vaping at clubs. It's pretty accurate. Probably two of the most immature guys that the clubs didn't even want us there. That's how immature we are. And that's how nerdy we are and how much virgins we are, apparently. So that's a little snippet of what this podcast is like. But I hope everyone's having a great Friday, getting ready for the weekend, or maybe if you're listening on a Monday, getting ready for a good work week. Mike, how are you? How are things?
Oh, man, let me tell you, I haven't touched grass in a very, very long time. And I don't know what the outside looks like. Oh, man. Well, haters are the motivators, and haters is just another reason why we love doing this so much. But we also have a lot of good people out there, and that's the reason why you're tuning in and listening once again for another week of the Funny Business Podcast. But Matt, I'm living large. I'm in charge. I'm ready for another episode. I know we did one hell of a job last week. In not explaining one damn thing about the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be covering that later on in this show. But I know you had a fantastic weekend with your lady friend for the weekend. And I know I had a fantastic time with my lady friend for that weekend. Yes, we have girlfriends, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Very stable.
Shocking.
Amazing girlfriends.
I don't know why they're with us, but they are.
Behind every great podcasting man is a woman rolling her eyes, and that's how I think of it.
Thanks.
But Matt, I saw this news article. Speaking of relationships, Matt, you've ever been on the Reddit before, or shall I say Reddit?
I've tried to. I don't know how to work it.
Yeah, I say that every time. Shout out to Mark, which is Jenna's sister's fiance. I always say like he loves being on Reddit, and I'm like, dude, I don't know how to be on Reddit. But a Redditor was, quote, airing out some dirty laundry on the home front with a subreddit. And Matt is talking about some relationship issues here. And I want to dive deep into this and share some thoughts and ideas and some maybe WTFs while we're at it. So Matt, this man's 32 years old. He's taken to Reddit to express his frustration over his 28-year-old live-in girlfriend. So what I'm assuming by that is they're both living together.
Yeah.
So the girlfriend is refusing to do his laundry, but not just all the laundry, particularly his underwear.
Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting conversation to have.
Matt's processing his thoughts. It's starting to load. We're working on it. So the post has sparked a debate on the social media platform, which many commenters offering their own opinions on the matter. This was reported by Fox News. The man claims that his mother had been washing his clothes for him before he moved in with his girlfriend, and that she had been doing all of his laundry until recently. Well, congratulations. Glad you're able to be by yourself with your girlfriend. So the woman claims that his underwear would, quote, contaminate her clothes, and has refused to do them in the same load of laundry.
So, but doesn't her underwear contaminate his clothes?
I mean,
doesn't it work both ways?
It does. It's a double-edged sword here. But also, if you think about it, they're both boyfriend and girlfriend. And unless they are super, super religious, they're contaminating each other all the time if they're living together.
Yes, he's probably been in his underwear a few times.
Oh, yeah. So, Matt, this took it to the point where a clinical psychologist actually weighed in on this conversation.
Oh, God.
For this. So, clinical psychologist Dr. Jamie Albin has commented on the situation, noting that the two are not communicating their feelings and needs to properly. So Dr. Albin suggests that communication is key to resolving the situation. She recommends that the couple take the time to talk openly and honestly about their needs and expectations in order to come to an agreement that works best for the both of them. It's also important to remember that relationships are based on mutual trust and respect. So it is essential to find a balance that works for both parties. I think that this is a little weird. I grant you, it's a little weird. But I think saying that it would contaminate her clothes, I think that was a very immature response, in my opinion, if I had to weigh in.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just laundry. It's dirty laundry. Contaminating clothes, I think, is a bit extreme. But on the flip side, why is this that big of a deal that he has to go complain on Reddit? Just do your own laundry. You're 32. Now you can say that for, they're both adults. They can both be adults and have a conversation about it. And at the end of the day, it's just laundry. I mean, I do my laundry. If one day when I move in with April, I'm sure we'll both combine laundry just to make it easier. There's much bigger fish to fry than who's going to wash my underwear. And it does just kind of seem immature, I think, on both parts. Yeah, like, yes, like the contamination part's weird, but also you don't need to go on Reddit to complain that your girlfriend doesn't do your laundry. You just sound like a loser.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously at the point in which there has to be expectations set for both parties. And what I mean by that is the one half and the other half. Boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, however you float. The idea that it wasn't communicated properly. And you know what? I think what's great, Matt, is I'm sure he didn't share with his girlfriend that his mom did his laundry until he moved in with her. And I think that is a huge thing, a communication piece that I think is really dropped off. And I think this conversation would have been done differently if he just said, look, my mom always did my laundry. And, that's what I was expecting. And then the conversation could go on for 3 hours about how he should do his own laundry, or somehow, if the girlfriend agrees, how the girlfriend is going to do his laundry.
Yeah, I think he does just need to grow up, do your laundry. I don't mind doing my own laundry. It's sometimes enjoyable. But also, like, where do you cross the line? Like, do you like where does the line get crossed on what's weird in a relationship? Like, is doing each other's laundry the same as like washing dishes that your partner ate dinner on, or showering at the same time? Like, where do you cross the line in a relationship? And maybe if it's a newer relationship, okay, I get that. But at some point, you do have to just kind of like accept the fact that, like, you're a couple, you're going to do things that are maybe weird to some people, but it's also, you just have to get comfortable around that person. I think maybe they're just not that comfortable together.
Well, there's a couple Redditors that commented. And Matt, I'm curious to see what your thoughts are with some of the responses that the Redditor has received.
Lay it on me.
He actually said, he added this thread about his girlfriend. I said, if she keeps doing this, I will stop buying the groceries. She keeps telling me to bring home on my commute from work, and she could do that herself. All right, that crossed the line.
This just seems like a toxic relationship. This does not seem healthy at all.
So too many people think that those who work from home, quote, just sit around doing nothing all day, said one commenter. He asked others if he was wrong for the way he's feeling and acting. This is what led to the comments. One commenter directly addressed the Reddit poster, quote, since she works from home, it sounds like your assumption is that she should do all the chores because you brought up chores so many times. The same commenter added that too many people think that those who work from home just sit around doing nothing all day. Matt experienced his first work from home experience. Do you just sit around and do nothing?
No, I actually got a lot of work done. And I think 95% of the people that work from home actually are working from home, and they're actually doing their job. What the hell was that?
Matt, is your room possessed?
Did it just get brighter? What was that?
What was that?
Wow, if you're watching on YouTube right now, is there an alien in here? None of my lights flickered.
No, and you're still on the internet, which is good. That was my biggest worry.
Yeah, no. Nothing stopped. Holy.
Oh, gosh. So, like, what? Matt was, like, talking, and, like, his whole background just went dark, went back up, and then it went dark again. There it goes.
What the hell?
Beetlejuice. Matt, you may have a dead bulb.
Yeah, I think it's my top light.
Okay.
I'd be sick if that goes out in the middle of the podcast.
Focus.
Yes, all right. Bring it back in. What were we talking about?
Working from home.
Working from home. Yeah. That is totally unfair. If your partner works from home, do you expect them to do all the work chores? Because
stupid.
That one, you're not being an adult. Mm-hmm. You're just not taking responsibility around the house, and you're just like degrading your partner's work. Basically saying, "Oh, you're working from home. It's not that important. You can do other stuff too."
Yeah. There was another commenter. Because I work from home, I'm on Zoom calls quite often, and sometimes at a moment's notice, and have strict deadlines to stick to. Agreeable. Mm-hmm. The same commenter added, "I always tell my husband to expect me to do nothing during the day. If I do get the laundry or dishes, that's great, but no one should expect someone working from home to be doing chores during their workday." I agree with that. I mean, I think we have, during the pandemic, or the pando, or Matt's favorite word, the pandemic, has shown that some people, when they're working, like if you have laundry, like it's the same thing as going to the bathroom. You can just toss it in the dryer and you can let it dry. And then when you're done with work, you can fold it. But to think that there is an expectation that because she works from home, that she has to do the chores, she has to do the laundry, I think there's a fine line with that.
Yeah, and I think that also comes off as laziness, that you don't want to come home from work and put in the effort to make your house clean. Like, that's just wrong. That's not fair to the other person.
And then somebody concluded with, obviously you're the asshole and should figure out what's happening with your hygiene.
That's a very viable reason. You're 32, your mom's been doing your laundry your whole life. Grow a pair and do your laundry.
I feel that. There's expectations, but you know what this is reminding me of?
No.
Did you ever see Anthony Mackie? He plays Falcon, as in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, plays Falcon. He was on the Wendy Williams show at one point, and was talking about gender roles. I had to pull up an article. It's from the Beat, DFW.com. Mackie visited the Wendy Williams show, and the host discussed his long-term relationship with his girlfriend, Shaletta Chapital. It seems Mackie and Wendy agree both men and women should, quote, have roles. He goes, "Come on, Wendy, really? Are we in 2015 or 1950? Anyways, while Wendy claimed if a man wanted a sandwich, Mackie jumped in and retorted, 'You make daddy a sandwich.'"
Oh, boy. Or daddy makes his own sandwich.
Right. Well, he continued on. He goes, "Let me ask you this. If me and you are out and somebody says something slick to you, you want me to smack him in his mouth, right? And then, so if I take you on a date and I say, 'Look, baby, we're going to go Dutch.' And then she blurted out, 'No.' And Mackie was like, 'Exactly. If we're walking up to the car and I don't open the car door, what do you say? Open the door.' And you better believe it. So you make daddy a sandwich. If I'm outside cutting the grass, bring daddy some lemonade. It's hot outside and I'm cutting all this grass."
Gender roles in relationships, just do what you got to do. It doesn't matter. Speaking of the car door opening, so I me and April went to Dick's Sporting Goods past weekend, looking for some Eagles gear for the big game. I did not wear Eagles gear. April did.
Just kidding.
However,
I'm a man of faith.
we were walking to the car and I had the bag. And if I open my passenger door when I first, like, I can just go touch the handle.
Yeah.
And it unlocks the whole car. So I opened it so I could put the bag in the back seat, but I then opened the door for April to let her go in. I'm a gentleman. No big deal. Not the brag. Guy across the parking lot goes, "Oh, don't start that, buddy. Don't start that. It never stops." And gets in his car and drives away. And I'm just standing there like, mind your business. I just opened the door for her. It's not the end of the world. It's really not that big of a deal.
I know Jenna hates doing the dishes. There's not been one time where Jenna has enjoyed doing the dishes. And, you know, she is a more competent cook than I am. So usually the trade-off is she can make the meal and I'll do the dishes. And even to the point, like, I'll just naturally do the dishes without even... That's another thing. You shouldn't thank a significant other for doing something so minor, because then that's sticking. I don't want to say sticking to, but that's something that becomes very conditioned, where like you are hoping for praise once you do it.
Yeah, to a degree, I think that's fair. There are some times where, like, if you see them struggling doing something, you come in and help. Oh, thank you. That's nice. But yeah, I wouldn't constantly be like, "Oh, thank you for making dinner. Oh, thank you for doing dishes. Oh, thank you for cleaning the toilet. Oh, thank you for last night." Things like that.
Yeah.
Just there's time and a place to say thank you, but you're right. You shouldn't constantly do it.
Well, I think it's appropriate in some ways, as you said, Matt. But like, yeah, it was doing the dishes. You blast some music. We were playing some Rihanna the other night. Like, it's fun. It becomes fun, and that's. I'll even put on a pair of headphones when I'm like all by myself, and I'll just jam around and dance and do all that while I'm doing chores. But yeah, this man, I don't know. There's sometimes I read these articles and I'm like, well, I'm really not that immature listening to.
Yeah, no, it makes me feel a lot better about myself. Could you imagine being like, "Hey, Jenna, you didn't wash my underwear last night, so I'm not buying you food."
No.
Like, that is an insane statement to make.
I'd be kicked out of the door.
Yeah, that man needs some help. They both might need some help.
Maybe some counseling.
Like, if this is the start of a problem and you guys sounds like you just moved in together, you got bigger issues coming.
Yeah. I hope the best for them. But sometimes things don't work out, and life lesson learned.
Yeah.
So air out your damn laundry, regardless of whether that's actual physical laundry or like something's up that you two need to talk about.
Yeah. Again, communications is key, especially in relationships.
Major key.
Yes, absolutely. Today's episode of Funny Business is made possible by our friends at Spotify with Anchor.fm.
You know, Matt, after years of using Anchor for Funny Business, our listeners can almost repeat word for word what Anchor can do for a podcast like ours.
Oh, we do. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
And if you're like us with absolutely insane busy lives, when you host your podcast on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you are listening now.
So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yeah, our crazy story. And you know what else is crazy? I think this is my transition every single time I do this segment. I can't. I got to come up with something new. It's time for Dude. That's crazy. I'll go first.
I'll go for it.
So I have one that's just like that. It's crazy.
Okay.
And then I have one that we might cry.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the first one. That's just, it's not like, oh my God, that's crazy, but it's crazy. Snoop Dogg
D-O-double-G.
He's been around for a long time, correct?
For as long like 27 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Snoop Dogg's only 51 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Man, you like when I think he was at a point where it's like he started rapping. He was like 18, probably. When did Snoop Dogg start? 1992.
Wow.
So he started rapping in 1992. Oh, so he's just only a little bit. He was born in October 20th, 1971. So if I can do math really quickly, because I don't know math. 1992 minus 1972. 20. Yeah, he's 20.
Wow. Been at for 31 years. That's insane.
Fresh.
Yeah,
fresh
I don't know. I just assumed he would be a lot older than 51.
There's a lot of rappers and like musicians and performers like, I mean, and then there's like Pharrell Williams, who you think is like much younger, but then he's old.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to think of another actor or actress that like, yeah,
I can't think of any.
That's still crap. But like Snoop Dogg has been a part of our like growing up. Like,
mm-hmm. Absolutely. We got a bottle of his wine a few weeks ago. It was very good.
He has wine?
Oh, he sure does. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. It's very good.
Huh.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Interesting. Interessante.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have one that like is like stupid, but then I have one that like is relatable. So
okay, I'm ready.
Here's the stupid one. You don't have any proof that other people can't read your mind.
Well, yeah, dude, that is crazy. What if we are the only people in the world that can't read minds,
and everyone else is reading our minds?
Yeah. Can you read my mind, Mike?
I knew it. I knew you had mind powers. Anchorman 2, anybody?
Yeah. Now I'm on to you.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
6.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It was 6.
I just read your mind.
Oh my God.
Plot twist. I can read minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's freaky to think about. That's weird.
I mean, do we have any account that there has been an accusation of somebody reading a mind? I don't think so.
I can't think of one.
Yeah. I mean, you can have those cool magic tricks, but really, a lot of the magic tricks are very situated, I should say. Mm-hmm. They're not rigged. They're just situated where you can read somebody's mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I'm sure there's someone out there that can read minds. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
All right. This one's messed up.
I'm ready.
I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It's about Toy Story.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. If one of the toys in Toy Story died, Andy wouldn't know, and he would continue playing with the corpse.
I was expecting, sorry, Matt, but okay, yes, dude, that is crazy. I was expecting like friendship or family or, something like dogs, but no, we're talking about a fictional movie.
Yep.
But like, yeah, that is weird. And
extremely.
But then think about it, Matt. There has been toys, if my memory serves me correct, there have been toys who have died in Toy Story.
Excuse me. John April's cat all weekend. Yes, but the humans don't know they're dead.
Right. But like, yeah.
Like if Woody died, Andy wouldn't know, but Jesse would know, and Buzz would know. Mr. Potato Head would know.
Would you think that there would be a kind of like I don't want to call it a team agreement, but wouldn't there be like kind of a will signing that like if I die, you toss my body somewhere where they can't find me?
They probably has some agreement like that. Yeah, you gotta look at it after your own.
Yeah. Like there is. I think there was a TikTok that I saw of like an animated of like Toy Story, and like Woody was doing a TikTok, and then like he was just about to end it, and he turns around, he sees Andy, and then he like passes out.
Yeah, I did see that. That was a funny one.
Did you play? I forget the name of it, but it was a Toy Story video game. It was with Buzz Lightyear. I forget. Buzz Lightyear video
sounds
game.
Familiar?
Oh, wasn't Star Command? Or was it Star Command?
No.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Star Command. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
That doesn't ring a bell. I'm maybe thinking of a different one. Or different video game.
There was another one where it was like Toy Story. Like actual.
Yeah, I thought so.
Toy Story.
So many video games I played as a kid.
I know. It was wonderful. Was it Disney's Toy Story? No, because then that was. Wait, there's a Toy Story 3 video game? What?
Hold up.
Ring ding. All right. I'm done with my searching, but there was a Toy Story video game, but I forgot the Star Command one. Now that I saw that, I remember playing that.
I don't think I ever played the Star Command one.
I did. Wow. Yeah, I remember playing that. Holy crap. Interesting. Anyway. Yeah, stream it. It's a little funky, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Andy has no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Disney Pixar Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue.
That doesn't sound familiar either. I don't know what
Really?
game I'm thinking of.
I don't want to send you a video in the middle.
Yeah.
But anywho, wow, Matt. A little freaky.
Yep.
A little creepy pasta. Anywho. All right, Matt. This is something that's truly relatable. Mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
That's us right now.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Shit. Okay.
That's not the moment. Mid to late 20s is a weird age where you can still pass as a teenager, but you can feel your body is falling apart with each passing day.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. I'm sore today, and I didn't do anything this weekend.
Really?
Well, I did bowl. We did go bowling. Yeah, I mean that is crazy because I do feel like I'm getting very old, but I feel young at heart. But then like after I do something like bowling was great. But I was just dead afterwards. And bowling should not, as a 26-year-old man, I should not be tired from bowling for 2 hours. That doesn't seem healthy.
I slept wrong on Friday night, and I woke up Saturday with a very, very sore back. Like, it was very hard for me to navigate, and I never knew this day would come. But Jenna was trying to help me. Like, she has like a massage gun. Love using that. And she goes, "You should probably go see a chiropractor." I was like, yeah, I think you're right.
Even like go in for like a massage, get in your knots.
Go to a what? Sorry,
massage.
Yeah,
get your knots unknotted. What do they call that?
Massaging.
Get deep.
Okay. I forget the true name of it, but a deep tissue massage. Massage.
Yep. I had thought. I lost my mind.
I was just in so much pain this weekend. It was unbearable.
Do you think it's because I don't know? Like, I feel like our parents our age like didn't like when they were in their 20s. Like, I feel like they didn't have this much pain, and it's an interesting thought. Like, even athletes, like in sports, like modern technology and medicine is so advanced, but there's never been more injuries in like sports than there is now.
It's true.
And it's just, it makes you think like, not that like we shouldn't be taking these medical precautions, because we should, but like, why is this happening? Like, shouldn't they be going down?
Or should they should they be getting injured less?
Right. Yeah. Makes you wonder.
Until the point in which I'm on a hot streak, I'd say if it's a year. If it's a year where I do not get ID'd, then I know it's over.
Yeah, I got ID this past weekend. That was fun.
I did too.
Yeah, nice. Twice, I think. Yeah,
Once?
twice.
Yeah. It was at dinner. But
yeah, we went to a BYOB place. Bought a one bottle of wine. Yeah, that was clutch.
When you walked in, they're like, "Can we see your ID?"
Yes.
Yep. That's fair.
Before they
smart.
gave us the wine glasses.
That's smart.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But yeah, probably it'll take a year before it will. It'll be a year of me not getting ID'd where I know it's over.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Okay. Moving on, one last segment. Let's throw everything out on the table in a little buy or sell. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
I'm buying Tails. Because Tails never fails, baby. Snaps up for Tails. We finally got it. It was long overdue. Tails never fails. If you bet heads, you're an absolute idiot. And you just missed out on the greatest sports bet of all time. I'm also buying Chick-fil-A, specifically Chick-fil-A breakfast. Have you ever had Chick-fil-A breakfast, Mike?
I have not, but you sending me the what do you call it? You sending me the Snapchat of your chicken breakfast sandwiches.
I'm
intrigued.
It is so good. So we got the chicken minis. They had like a Valentine's Day special, came like a heart container. There's like this honey butter on them that is to die for. It is so good. I wasn't a huge fan of their hash browns, but April also got the chicken biscuit sandwich. That was really good. So I'm now addicted to Chick-fil-A breakfast, to the point where we were driving past the Chick-fil-A on Sunday. I was like, "Do you want to stop and get breakfast?" And she's like, "It's Sunday. They're not open." And I was visibly upset. I just want Chick-fil-A breakfast again.
Back up to Tails Never Fails. I shared with Jenna how much stuff you can actually bet on the Super Bowl, and everything from how long does the national anthem last to what is it, heads or tails, what color Gatorade does people land in. That's
Rihanna's first song.
Yeah, she didn't realize that. She goes, "Wait, really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I wonder what Matt's betting on." Well, I knew that heads or tails, but what else did you bet on? Are you allowed to share what else you bet on podcast? Or? Okay.
Yep. Let me pull it up. I don't remember.
Yeah.
The one that didn't make it, I did bet the opening kickoff to not be a touchback, and it was a touchback. I bet that both teams would make a 33-yard or longer field goal. That did not happen. Let's see. I had the over. No,
nice.
That was easy. Actually, that's all I had.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Back to, let's go to sell. I am selling Super Bowl commercials.
I am too.
They were ass this year. Got a complete ass, like straight booty cheeks.
Yeah. There was two that I actually enjoyed. I'll say three, but I have to remember the third one. First one was Will Ferrell with his Netflix commercial, him hopping through the different shows.
Didn't even see it.
You didn't even see it? Well,
no.
Clearly. The next one was on Uber with P. Diddy recording songs for Uber and
That one was bad.
that wasn't bad. And then there was another one, and it was about not ED, but it was a different type of ED, electro dysfunction. It was about electric cars, I think. Let me just make sure, pull it up. But go ahead. Your thoughts on the Super Bowl commercial?
I don't remember a single one, and I'm not kidding. Like the other thing. The only one that was bad was, I think it was Tubi. The one where they acted like the Amazon, like changed the channel. That was not fair because we were watching on a Fire Stick, and my dad and uncle were like, who's sitting on the remote? That was messed up. Half of America hates you now and isn't getting your business.
I was somewhat prepared, oddly enough, because She-Hulk did that. Spoilers. But it was a Dodge Ram premature electrification.
That one wasn't bad.
That was good.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
But as a whole, like, I didn't know any of the companies. But here's the thing: they're so expensive now. Why does, like, Doritos used to have the best Super Bowl commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Why does Doritos need to pay $6 million for a 30-second Super Bowl? They don't. People can still buy their product. So these companies are trying to get their recognition out there, but then they pay $6 million and they don't get the return, and then they go under. And there's no need for these big name companies to spend millions of dollars on it.
You know who spent a lot of money on Super Bowl?
Paramount Plus.
No.
Bud Light. Jesus did. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus is back. Absolutely. Yeah. Big weekend for Jesus. Yeah. Huge. Yeah, they were just very disappointing. There's a few other things we'll talk about during the Super Bowl, I'm sure. My last sell regarding to the game specifically, I'm blaming a game on the referees. Now I will agree the penalty at the end of the game that extended the Chiefs' drives for the Super Bowl, that was a bad call. That was a very bad call. They were doing that the whole game. It wasn't called. They threw the flag. Very bad call. However, the Eagles were up 10. They looked bad in the second half. The defense did not show up. Cannot blame the game on the refs. Yes, it's a bad call. However, you had your chance. Just because you're mad, don't fully blame it on the refs. Don't ever blame it on the refs. The refs make the calls. Players got to make the plays.
It was a good matchup nonetheless. It was a pretty beefed up matchup, and it was really, I was grateful to see. I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes the Chiefs have been in Super Bowl for at least the last 4 seasons.
So it's 3 of the past 5 years.
3 of the past 5 years. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, returning, but like not frequent. But, you know, it wasn't like a Buccaneers showing up again, or the Patriots or Seahawks, or like it was an actual like good matchup with different teams instead of the usual. You know, it's like your Golden State Warriors of the NBA. But yeah, I always say with referees, you could be consistently good, consistently bad, but once you are inconsistent, then that's when it's over. And I think, I mean, they were consistently good. I mean, you can't be perfect. I mean, I think everybody. I walk in today at work, and my intern, she's like, "I'm so upset." And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "The Eagles lost." I'm like, "You're really gonna bring that to work?"
It is also like, I love sports. Love it. Win or lose, you still got to go to work the next day.
Yeah, I know. Or you can take a half day like me.
Yes, you're right. Or take a complete day off like I did. However, don't make it your personality. Like, no. I love sports. I will watch sports for the rest of my life. And I will, if you talk about it with your coworkers, whatever, make fun of other fans, like have those arguments, conversations. That's great. Don't let it affect your life that hard. It's just a game, just a sport.
No, I believe that. I 100% believe that.
And after I'm done smacking my microphone, the floor is yours.
Okay. Speaking of Super Bowl, I'm buying Donna Kelce.
Yeah.
Mama
Queen.
Kelsey.
Queen.
She had fit on point. She had a hole right down the middle, well, split right down the middle. Eagles, Chiefs on both sides. The shoes were different. Proud mom, but somebody had to win. What was funny was Roger Goodell, Donna, and Damar Hamlin were all sitting in the same row, and you saw like they posted on social media, and the comments were like, "Ah, poor comments." They're like, "Ah, poor people. They have to sit next to the commissioner of the NFL."
Yeah.
It was probably very hard for her to root for one particular person or another. So, I'm glad that she had an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, but be able to root for both teams in this case. That's very rare for somebody who likes football, is rooting for both teams.
Yeah, she did an interview and she was like, "Yeah, I'm just rooting for offense. I just want both teams to score." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty sweet."
I'm also buying baked tuna 4 on TikTok. Matt, I don't know if what's that?
Excuse me?
Yeah, Matt, we had an explosion of notifications recently. And that's simply because of the commenter baked tuna 4. And he's like commented on like past videos and stuff that we've chatted about. It was very interesting because it was like you have like 30 comments and like 30 likes, and I'm like, wait, where did this come from? And one of them was talking about, I have to find the comment in particular. So it was funny, a college classmate commented on one of our podcast posts, and he said, "Watching more of these, Mike is a unique guy, very wholesome guy." And then, of course, my college friends, like, we're old college buddies. Couldn't agree more. That's awesome. Bet he was a great partier.
Wow. That's a hell of a compliment.
I don't even know. And then there was another comment that cracked me up. Matt, he has yet to know you yet. Because what was it? It was our conversation about ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, do you like ketchup?
Yep.
And for some reason, I still forgot that he goes, "Bruh, dude with beard is whack for not liking ketchup."
Dude with beard.
Dude with beard.
It's a hell of a compliment.
So shout out Big Tuna 4 for supporting the podcast. He somehow found my personal TikTok, which like,
Oh,
dude, the fame's getting to me, man.
listen, it's bound to happen at some point.
Yeah, bound to happen. I did sell Super Bowl commercials. I'm also buying LeBron James. For all we knew, last week we talked about LeBron James passing the all-time leading scorer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yep.
He passed that record. But I'm also selling LeBron James's recognition speech, because at the end he's like, "Man, thank you so much."
Yeah.
And the worst part was it wasn't censored.
Nope. It's a damn shame that the kids watching from home were subject to that foul language by LeBron. I mean, how many kids do you think went to bed crying because they were like, "Daddy, why did LeBron say that word?"
And the wise
kids, how many parents had to have that conversation with their kids?
And the wise words of the comments of any time LeBron James is in the video: "How does this affect LeBron's legacy?"
Yeah, absolutely. So I was on Twitter and someone was like, "We're interviewing this Chiefs player. What questions do you want to ask?" And the first comment was, "Ask him how this affects LeBron James' legacy." I would also like to sell LeBron because he tweeted after the game about the penalty and said that some of them have been a penalty in his professional opinion. So apparently LeBron James is an NFL ref. It's his professional opinion.
Oh,
I believe the word you're looking for is personal.
Personal.
He also got booed at the Super Bowl, which is just funny.
And also make a motion to put his crown on, like you put a crown on.
That was great. Also, this just popped in my head, but shout out to the Eagles fans for booing Dak Prescott for winning the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for giving back to the community. The whole time he's just getting booed. Eagles fans love or hate him; they're passionate.
There was a comment. It was like, "Sorry, Eagles fans. funny enough that I'm the only person who walked out with a trophy and your team didn't.
Oh God.
And I don't know where to place this, Matt, my last one. Because we talked enough about Super Bowl commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure everybody's wanting to know if they watch Super Bowl commercials. The halftime show.
Yeah.
I originally was going to sell it.
Yep.
I then was originally going to buy it. I think I'm putting this on layaway for the...
Okay. You know what? I think that's fair.
So let me give you my take, and I'll toss it over to you. So Rihanna, very well-known superstar. You know, Rihanna had a lot of songs that we listened to when we grew up. You know, Umbrella, S&M, Diamonds, Bitch Better Have My Money. What else? She was in a couple of like leading like not trophies. Gosh, the one with
Featuring.
What's that?
Like features.
Yeah, like features. You know, she was just recently featured in the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, and like didn't realize she was pregnant. That was announced later on in the Super Bowl time that she was expecting a second child. You know, with the way that the Super Bowl halftime show is promoted, Matt, you know that performers don't get paid for that night. You know that, right?
Correct.
Right. What they get paid in is, quote, experience bucks. You know, the best thing for an intern, you know? But what they have seen with performers is that their sales and their streams uptick to almost about 1,000% increase. And like Rihanna, we know we haven't seen her we have not seen her present herself in an album like or anything. She's done these one-offs here and there. I thought the production, you know, it was very vanilla. People were saying it looked like the Super Smash Bros. Stadium at one point, which that was pretty hilarious. The outfits, it looked like everybody had a comfy on. If you ever know what a comfy is. If anybody reaches out to Jenna and asks, can you show the video of Mike dancing in a comfy? That won't happen because I was imitating the people in the white puffy jackets dancing. But like songs were great. She threw out the bangers. I was expecting a little bit more of like guests or production value, a little more creativity. But I'm also seeing too that's like Rihanna met expectation in doing not the littlest, but the least amount of effort into a Super Bowl halftime show. Because all she has to do is sing her songs, perform a little bit, and then she's done. She doesn't need this extravagant, you know, what she sings is what's going to get the streams. So I think I rated it a 6 out of 10, and I think I stuck with a 6 out of 10. Jen and I actually rated them both before and after. And I think we stuck with a 6 out of 10, but I understand everybody else's opinions and perspectives about her performing. So
I think there's a lot of things that go into it. One, we didn't know she was pregnant, like you said. No one knew. Right. And then April during the halftime, like when it first started, it's like, is she pregnant? I was like, no, I don't think so. And then we were all like, oh, wait, yeah, she might be. And then obviously it was confirmed. So I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was fantastic. I thought it was good. It was, I said average before. I thought it was good. I always don't need flashy. It doesn't always have to be super flashy. Yeah, that's what's been done in the past, but then sometimes that overpowers the artist. My only thing is if she knew she wasn't going to be moving around a lot and it wasn't going to be like that, I don't want to say it wasn't entertaining, but just like the wow factor wasn't going to be there. Bring out Jay-Z. Bring out Drake.
Yeah.
Bring out someone to be like, because it could have given her a little bit of a break and maybe she could have done a little more. So I was surprised they didn't bring someone out. And Jay-Z was actually at the game. Before the game, they showed Fox showed Jay-Z walking in the stadium. I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to come in. And then they start playing Run This Town. And I was like, oh my God, here comes Jay-Z.
This is so good.
And then they just didn't bring out Jay-Z. I was like, oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
Right.
So, but everyone complaining, like, she just did the Super Bowl halftime show pregnant. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's freaking badass.
Yeah. I mean, she was pretty stationary with the stages itself. Like, she didn't move a whole lot, but like, granted, she's pregnant. You know, we don't know that experience. So we're obviously not going to put in our 2 cents of like, oh, she should have moved around a little bit more. But I mean, like I said, she did the least amount of work for a Super Bowl performance.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you're going to have everybody being like, we need more country singers or we need more this. Like, just enjoy it. All right. Like, I think last year's was very much so like the cream of the crop, like that we have seen in a while. And that was Snoop Dogg, Mary Blige, Dr. Dre,
Eminem.
Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. Like, but having her, like, it was like, again, we have not seen her in a album or a concert setting for years.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to come back, like, I think she did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's also at the end of the day, it's not like we paid money to watch Rihanna in concert. You're watching the Super Bowl from your couch. I'm sure it looked a lot cooler in person, as it is supposed to look cooler in person. So just watch it.
Yeah. Watch it, enjoy it. Start sending in suggestions for Taylor Swift next year. We all know that's going to happen. Yep. So yeah, Super Bowl halftime performances on layaway.
I had a fun idea.
Yes.
What if next year the NFL just didn't say who it was? And then they just come out at halftime and they just, how sick would that be?
I think it would just be a very challenging thing to do.
Right, but think about this. How many like older white dads probably didn't watch the halftime show because they knew it was Rihanna? And like if everyone would tune in to see who was performing, and it's just a surprise for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you're at the stadium, if you're at home, they just don't say who it is.
Right.
And they have this big mystery performer. And then it comes time, we hit the music and we do a half-hour podcast at the Super Bowl.
we get dropped down like Lady Gaga did a few years ago.
Yes.
Drop down. Super Bowl, are you ready?
Or they just play a clip of us talking about soccer and golf.
Yeah. Hey, I would totally be fine getting experience bucks from that.
Or they rickroll everybody to start.
That needs to happen. Rick Astley needs to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Or we finally get the SpongeBob performance that we should have gotten 2 years ago.
I forget Rick Astley. Rick roll here.
Yeah, did a commercial rickroll someone yesterday?
I don't know.
I thought someone texted. I saw a text about that, but I didn't miss. I think I missed it.
So Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, 1987, which I'm pretty sure that he didn't, that's not like, that's not when Rick rolling began.
Right.
But I think it was 2006-7. So really, we'd be coming up on a 25-year anniversary of the Rick roll on like 2027 or 2026. So just an idea at NFL.
Make it happen.
Putting that out there.
Yep.
So, but yeah, layaway for halftime show. But this is not the halftime. This is the conclusion of the Funny Business podcast. Thank you all so much for listening and tuning in. You can find all of our social media at solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew.
Yeah.
What is your advice for the good people of the coworkers of the funny business world?
Gamble responsibly. If you don't have the funds to gamble, don't do it. If you don't have the funds to gamble a lot, don't do it. I kind of just do it for fun. I'll throw a very small amount of money on it. And I don't just bet just to bet. I really only look at the games, and if I see something I think will work or will hit, I'll take a chance at it. But it can go down a slippery slope very quickly. So just be safe, gamble responsibly.
Bet. Well, responsibly.
Correct.
Oh man. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.